Thank you for listening to the Yoga Therapy Hour podcast. The episode that you have chosen is no longer available on this platform. If you go to the show notes, you'll see that we now have a Patreon page. You can find the link in the show notes. And by going to Patreon, you will have full access to all of the audio files from season 1, 2, and beyond. We appreciate your support on Patreon. It will allow us to bring you more content in audio, video, and written form, as we hope to expand into transcripts for each and every episode. We appreciate you, and we're so happy that you're willing to support us. Thank you so much. Our topic today is something close to both of our hearts personally and professionally, and that is yoga therapy and autoimmune disease. There's so many different techniques that we could tap into, from mental emotional, where we're looking at our relationships and our communication style and checking in with our needs, to vibration plates, to hydration, I think this is why it's such a hard puzzle to figure out. Can you talk a little bit about how you guide people to kind of go through all the possibilities and figure out which ones are actually triggers for their flare-ups?
I think just be mindful, starting by looking at all the potential causes and then kind of narrowing it down for them to what are the things that I currently am doing that are potential causes of maybe more inflammation within my body, because we can't really narrow it down to a single root cause for autoimmune disease. That's very, very hard because there are so many different systems involved. But what is really interesting is, a lot of people, they're working on the process of narrowing down, and they find that diet plays a huge role. But then they don't understand that along with diet, you have the nervous system controlling the digestive system, right?
Right.
So what often will happen is maybe they start and they change their diet a little bit and they start to feel a little bit better, but they're still dealing with a lot of symptoms because they have not healed the nervous digestive system, right? There's this gut-brain connection that's really important, and people are trying to heal the gut, but they haven't yet looked at the brain. And so we need to really focus on, and that's where the yoga plays a role, and it plays a huge role in getting that parasympathetic nervous system to respond so that our gut can then do its job, because it's fully on and it's effective and it's doing what it needs to do. And also, when we're in the right place with our nervous system, our digestive system can then support the proper gut flora, which is all the bacteria and everything we need in our gut to do what it needs to do to digest our food properly. So then it becomes not all about the diet, right? Which everybody's very, very focused on the diet. It becomes not all about the diet. It also becomes about the nervous system and healing the nervous system as well. And if you start with the nervous system, the gut will heal a heck of a lot faster than if you just sit with the gut first. So I think that's another really important way to kind of divide up your triggers and decide, okay, if I've looked at diet and it's working well for me, but it's not helping fully, right? I still have a lot of symptoms that I'm dealing with. Next, look at your nervous system and see if you have hit that well. And if you haven't really focused on that nervous system, then that's when you need to start the yoga practice, yoga therapy. And it's a huge portion of what is controlling all of our systems. So,
and to your point, I think so many times people with autoimmune problems have emotional eating problems, meaning there's a stressor, they can't cope with it. Food is the solution to get some serotonin or some dopamine or some self-soothing. And so then they'll end up eating too much sugar or caffeine or whatever triggers their autoimmune flare. And really, if we had been able to help them learn how to self-soothe through yoga, through breathing, through meditation, through postures, and kind of get to the root of, okay, you're having an emotional response. there's something other than food that can soothe you, let's try these techniques. Let's do a little yoga nidra. I'll create a special yoga nidra just for you when you're having this trigger. And let's try to work on maybe the emotional eating response. Not again that we're dietitians, but we're working through the nervous system, right? Yep. And when we divide a human being up into, we've got the nutritionist and we got the endocrinologist, like there's still something missing. Even if you go to the allergy specialist and you go to the nutritionist and you go to this yoga therapy, because we are working primarily on the nervous system, we are needed as much as any of those others. And in fact, I think you could do all of those, but if you didn't address the nervous system, you still might not be able to figure out your specific puzzle.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of individuals are kind of missing the boat.
Hey, did you know that each week on the podcast, we give you a free infographic that you can use with your clients, your students, or for your own personal studies? So check out the show notes. There's a link on where you can sign up. And not only will we send you the infographic from this week, but if there's a topic that's similar in the future, we'll also put you on that list. And we'll never sell your data or send you things that you haven't asked for. Please share the episode with a friend or colleague. We're so grateful you're willing to share. Feel free to continue these conversations on our private Facebook group called Yoga Therapy Hour Podcast with Amy Wheeler. Remember, we have a mobile app coming out May 2nd, 2022 that tracks mental health and so much more using the foundations of yoga and Ayurveda. The Gold Zone ebook is coming out May 2nd, 2022. This book will help you to create more joy, freedom, meaning and purpose in life, and find deeper connections to yourself and others. Our goal is to help you feel less anxiety, less depression, less chronic pain, less insomnia. And I think you'll find this pair, both the book and the new app, will help you do just that.